Okay, let's try some drums now. This will really clearly illustrate what all the parameters do. Um, so yeah, I got a drum loop here. Oh, let's lower the threshold. Okay, so now it's doing something. You can see it here. Yeah, it's not a perfect loop, sorry. So if you increase the ratio, it'll do more. If you decrease it, it'll do less. You can see that the kick drum and the snare are sort of at the same level. The snare is slightly louder, but not significantly. All right. Because it's such a stable thing, the soft knee will not do much here. Your main controls will be your attack and your release. So let's start using that attack. Gonna exaggerate it. So you hear that the attack of the drums is almost gone, but there's still a little click there. But I'd like to hear more of that. So I'm gonna raise the attack time, which will let more attack of the drums through. I kind of like it around here. You have some attack coming through, but it's snapping down, which creates sort of a click, which makes it sound like it's being hit harder than it is. All right, let's try the release time now. So now it sounds really aggressive. And now it's not even getting the time to recover. Okay. Find a sweet spot here. This is kind of cool. And now you see as I lower the release time, you'll start to hear more of the room and more liveliness. Doesn't get any quicker than this. Okay, but let's say we only want this to work on the snare, not really on the kick, but the snare and the kick are on the same channel. How are we going to do this? That's where the side chains come in. So here, if I engage this filter here, I can filter out the low end, not on the actual sound that's going through the compressor, but the sound that the compressor is reacting to. You don't hear that sound, but you'll see it change. If I now take off the low end, you'll see here that it'll start reacting less to the kick drum while it's still reacting to the snare. Here we go. See? Kick drum is almost passing through. And it's doing a lot on the snare. Maybe I would like to have that the other way around. Fine. We only want it to affect the kick drum and let's leave the snare alone. Let's try and do that. It doesn't go any lower than this. But it's doing more to the kick and less to the snare. You have another option here, which is a notch. Let's see if we can notch that to the kick drum. Yeah, so it's almost doing nothing on the snare. Nothing. Everything's on the kick now. Let's see if we can notch in on a snare. See, it's doing nothing to the kick, really. Almost nothing. And everything to the snare. Let's take that off. All right, now it's doing everything to everything again. All right, let's see if we can find a threshold that's kind of cool. Nothing. I kind of like this. So now what you can do, because it's obviously lowering the signal, you can compensate for that with the gain. So it's compressing for like 10 dBs. All right. So potentially I can raise it up 10 dBs. So now what's the difference between uncompressed and compressed? Uncompressed, compressed. You'll see that the meter goes up higher, but that's just because the attack is getting through. Let's lower this a little bit. See if we can get the volume. It kind of sounds the same in volume, but you'll see that you'll hear that the energy is much different. Kind of similar in level, perceived level anyway. This kind of sounds boring. This sounds a lot more energetic. That's what you can do with a compressor. All right, see you later.